this preseason game has now set the new ticket price high for anything that CaitlinClark, any game she has played in.
We saw the CaitlinClark effect. We saw the influx in fans.
People are willing to pay up to see CaitlinClark.
They clearly have a big three, right? It's Caitlin, number first and foremost one, and then Aaliyah Boston, and then Kelsey Mitchell. And like, so those are your stars. That's the core of your roster.
What just happened in Iowa has every basketball fan in shock and every ticket broker scrambling.
Average paid price of $440 per ticket.
What just happened in Iowa has left basketball fans stunned and ticket brokers scrambling for answers.
Somebody moves the needle when people are willing to pay ginormous amount of money. Is that a word? A massive amount of money to see CaitlinClark play ball.
CaitlinClark didn't just break records on the court, she smashed her own off it, sending Indiana Fever ticket prices skyrocketing. Just moments ago, history was made as fans emptied their wallets faster than ever before.
The WNBA saw a boom like we have never seen. We saw CaitlinClark come into the league. We saw the CaitlinClark effect. We saw the influx in fans who flooded to the WNBA, and many of those were there for CaitlinClark.
Stick around, because what we're about to uncover proves exactly why every arena is becoming CaitlinClark territory. If you're a fan and want to support her, type rookie in the comments.
CaitlinClark, in that, has become arguably the most influential basketball player in the world, both on the men's and the women's side.
To witness Clark's return to her home turf, this wasn't a playoff or championship game. It was just a preseason matchup. Yet ticket prices soared higher than ever seen in her career, college or pro. And the story doesn't end there. Behind the scenes, the Indiana Fever are launching a bold new strategy to dominate the WNBA spotlight. At the center of it all, CaitlinClark.
Iowa's Carver Hawkeye Arena is the most in-demand event involving Clark, with a, quote, average paid price of $440 per ticket.
CaitlinClark just did the unthinkable. She broke her own record for the highest average ticket price ever for a game she played in. And it wasn't a WNBA playoff or even a regular season showdown. It was a preseason exhibition between the Indiana Fever and Brazil's national team at Carver Hawkeye Arena, the very court where Clark became a household name. The average price for a ticket, a stunning $440.
She takes over, she maestros, she controls game after game after game with her passing and her carefully chosen spots to score.
But this isn't about one game or a single moment. What's even more impressive is that this record-breaking ticket spike came in Clark's second year, not her rookie season. That proves demand to watch her isn't fading, it's growing stronger.
Yeah, I mean, that was like my biggest focus in the offseason, is just trying to get stronger and really working on that. And really thankful for Sarah, our strength and conditioning coach, like put in a lot of time with me. And we were in here consistently. Like, I think that was the biggest thing for myself, is just having that consistency to be able to work on it for 6 months or whatever it was. So I certainly feel a lot stronger, and, you know, I'm a pretty self-aware person. I knew that was going to be a huge part of it. And, you know, it's going to help me offensively. It's going to help me defensively. It's going to help me not get as tired throughout games. So yeah, definitely one of the focus points of my off season is just getting stronger. And, you know, even through these 2 practices, like I can certainly feel it.
That beats her previous record of $411 set on March 3rd, 2024, when she scored 35 points against Ohio State to surpass the legendary Pete Maravich as the all-time NCAA Division I scoring leader. For context, tickets to this one preseason game ranged from $146 to an eye-popping $1,368 on the resale market. And if you're wondering how fast they sold, the arena sold out in just 15 minutes, faster than most A-list music concerts. Fans didn't hesitate to spend like VIPs just to see Clark live.
The average paid price for a Fever away game in 2025 was $272, up from $171 in 2024. The average is $197 for a Fever home game, more than double the $92 from last season. Wow.
Clark's return to Iowa stirred hometown emotions and sparked national frenzy, according to AP. This is the highest average ticket price for any CaitlinClark game, college or pro. No men's or women's player in recent memory has set records across NCAA and pro venues so quickly. This is in Hypett's history, and it's only the beginning of a season that's breaking records both on and off the court. What Clark's doing goes beyond one game. She's rewriting the Indiana Fever's economics and reshaping the entire WNBA.
Sophie Cunningham is pumped to play with CaitlinClark, even comparing her new teammate to a WNBA legend.
An experienced guard who didn't just bring veteran skills, she brought a strong endorsement of Clark's game.
I think anytime you play with the GOAT of our team, or the GOAT of our game, you're going to learn a lot. You know, you have to be ready for the ball, head on a swivel at all times. And the way that she throws the ball is a lot how DT threw it. I think this is just the younger version of her, so she has a little bit more energy, a little bit more spunk. I miss DT in her prime, but it doesn't mean she wasn't great when I played with her. But honestly, at the end of the day, everybody can shoot, right? If you're cutting and you're open, you're going to get the ball. And so you just have to be ready for that. And I'm excited for that. And I think you'll see 1 through 5 is interchangeable. And so you'll see the 5 bring the ball down. So it's going to be a little different for other teams to play defense against us as well.
Let's start with cold, hard numbers. Since Clark's arrival, average ticket prices for Indiana Fever games have exploded. For road games this 2025 season, fans are paying an average of $272 up from $171 last year. That's a 59% spike, nearly unheard of in pro sports in just one season. At home it's even more extreme. The Fever's home game average has doubled from $90 to $197. This isn't just a bump, it's transformational. Clark may now be the single most valuable box office draw in modern sports history, but her impact isn't just in sales, it's shaping how the Fever operate. The front office didn't sit back and hope she'd carry the team. They went all in, rebuilding the roster to win now. First, they signed Sophie Cunningham.
How she felt the team was gelling and how she felt about the addition of DeWanna Bonner. She basically said that when she talks, people listen, and she kind of wants to like win it all for her. Here it is.
Gibby's been tremendous, and obviously, you know, not only as a leader, she's a tremendous basketball player too. She's won championships. She knows what it is. So when she speaks, everybody listens. So I think that was a piece of the thing we were missing last year. It's like we didn't really have that inside of our locker room. So just really grateful for that, and you know, just the way she talks and she leads. Like for me as a second-year point guard, like I want to win for her. Like this is the end of her career. Like she deserved it.
A reliable defender and one of the few who had real success guarding CaitlinClark last season. Alongside Bonner, the Fever added Brianna Turner, Natasha Howard, and shored up their core with Aliyah Boston and Kelsey Mitchell.
Everything is just absolutely new. It feels really good. It feels fresh. It's kind of like when you take your clothes out the dryer, kind of like fresh. It just feels different, and it feels good because we have new leadership, we got new players, we got vet leadership, and so I think all that combined just makes for a good atmosphere. It feels good.
How does that help you guys elevate even more for the players who are returning?
It makes it easier. I remember this time last year, it didn't feel good. So we had to get that in order first, in order for people to start playing well. It's like the domino effect. But I think once your culture is kind of established, how you guys see it now, I think it makes everything else way easier. I don't know if that makes sense, but way easier.
Cunningham, who spent 6 seasons with the Phoenix Mercury, compared CaitlinClark directly to Diana Taurasi. Widely recognized as the greatest player in WNBA history, Cunningham said Clark reminded her of a younger Taurasi, sharp, dynamic, and always a threat to create and pass with flair and strength. Coming from someone who played alongside the GOAT, that's no small praise. She pointed out how Clark's ability to find teammates and make precise passes mirrors what Taurasi did at her best, only with more youthful energy and edge. And that wasn't all. Indiana also strengthened their roster with veterans like Dana Bonner.
So all the rookies are in Indiana. They were at the Pacers game, tossing out shirts with the rest of the team. So hot off the presses, the Indiana Fever have dropped a workout video, which has Bree Hall, it has Yvonne Ejim, and it has Michaela Timpson showing off their stuff with CaitlinClark.
Both all-star level players, the trio of Clark, Boston, and Mitchell is now viewed as the Fever's Big Three, a core that fuses Clark's playmaking brilliance with Boston's powerful inside presence and Mitchell's elite scoring. If you think this roster shift is just cosmetic, think again. Odds makers across the country are taking notice. On DraftKings, the Fever now have the 4th best odds to win the WNBA title at plus 380, trailing only powerhouses like the Liberty, Aces, and Lynx on FanDuel. They're tied for second with the Aces at plus 350. These aren't underdog odds. This is a clear statement. Indiana is a true contender, and Clark is the catalyst.
The next team, as we go through our WNBA preview, is the team that I know many of you are fascinated by. It's the team that I don't know what the odds are in the sports books up there in North Carolina, Mitch, but certainly nationally, the conversation when it comes to the WNBA surrounds the Indiana Fever, the second season of CaitlinClark in the W, and how this team that's been retooled with a new coach, they've brought in some veteran players. You can make the argument they're in win now mode, combined with that young core that they still have predominantly on rookie contracts.
Don't overlook the merchandise explosion. Analysts predict Clark's jersey will be one of the league's top sellers, possibly the top. Some even believe she could end up with the second best-selling jersey in WNBA history within 2 years. Pair that with a Fever squad selling out arenas, doubling ticket prices, and drawing huge crowds on the road, and you've got the perfect mix of skill, stardom, and fan energy. The numbers are clear. Indiana had just 20 wins last season and exited in round 1 of the playoffs. Now they boast a top-tier roster, booming ticket sales, and a national fan base glued to Clark's every move. What's happening in Indiana isn't just a rebuild, it's a revolution, and Clark is leading it. What's unfolding with the Fever goes beyond basketball, it's a cultural takeover.
So if you go to the team store, the Indiana Fever's team store, you will see that they have a brand new t-shirt that they are selling. And that t-shirt says, "Every game is a home game." And then on the back, it says, "Now you know," with a sold out banner with all of their basically schedule. It's like a tour t-shirt, and it says every game is a home game. They are leaning in to what we have known since last season. We knew that this was the Indiana Fever. We knew that they were breaking barriers. We knew that they were breaking records. We knew that they were selling out. We knew that they were causing other teams to move their games to other arenas. Now they're standing on it.
And the front office understands that. They didn't just assemble a competitive roster around CaitlinClark, they built a brand, a movement, and they're promoting it with one of the boldest campaigns in WNBA history. It's called Now, You Know, and it's more than a slogan, it's a mission statement. The Fever aren't asking for respect anymore, they're demanding it. It started with a slick, powerful trailer that stunned the sports world. The video declared, "We're not here to chase greatness, we're here to claim it." This wasn't just fan hype, it was a shot at every critic, rival, and doubter who dismissed the Fever's meteoric rise. With cinematic visuals and a bold voiceover, the campaign sent a crystal clear message. The Fever are the moment. Their fans are unmatched, and Clark is running the show. It highlights how Clark's presence turns every game home or away into a Fever spotlight. One standout line declared, "Our road games sound like home games because our fans don't ask permission to dominate." That's not just talk, it's fact. Last season, Clark fans filled opposing arenas, often outnumbering home supporters. Teams even had to move games to bigger venues to handle the crowds desperate to see her. And that buzz hasn't faded, it's only growing. The Fever aren't just acknowledging that, they're owning it. The new merch is flying off shelves. A standout, a black tour-style shirt with every game is a home game stamped across it.
The Indiana Fever being that premier team, being the team that has 41 out of 44 games nationally televised, being that team that everyone wants to see, they have to make sure that they're setting them up for a great product.
On the front and on the back, the Fever's entire season schedule laid out like a concert tour. A subtle but bold reminder that Clark turns every court into her own stage. Stamped across the design, the signature phrase, "Now you know." Even the trailer visuals are sharp and deliberate. In one memorable frame, Clark is sitting in a movie theater, surrounded by a crowd of Fever fans. One shirt front and center reads, "They not like us." A phrase loaded with swagger and pride, a clear signal to the league that the Fever are in a class of their own in energy, skill, and fan devotion. But it's not just about showing off. The Now You Know campaign benefits the entire WNBA when
The Fever had 11 games in 20 games. 11 games in 20 days, 5 home, 6 away, and 2 back-to-backs. And in 2025, they have 11 games in 32 days, 7 home, 4 away, and 0 back-to-back.
Let that sink in. Nearly 93% of their games will be on national TV. That's more exposure than any other team in the league. It's a huge shift from last year, when the Fever had one of the most punishing schedules in WNBA history.
Journey goes for CC, right? because I think many of us, look, she's 1 year in, but many of us believe when it's all said and done, she will be the one that's considered the GOAT.
With 11 games packed into 20 days and brutal travel stretches. But this year, it's a different story. Indiana's schedule is made for success: 11 games in 32 days. More home games early on, and 0 back-to-backs. That's no accident. The league knows Clark and the Fever are the attraction. And all of this comes as the WNBA itself pivots to a bold, confident marketing strategy. Gone are the days of playing it safe with rookies or dodging rivalries. In the league's latest promo, they spotlighted the biggest names: CaitlinClark, Angel Reese, AJ Wilson, Paige Buchers, Sabrina Ionescu, and more. The WNBA is embracing star power loudly, and Clark is front and center. Make no mistake, while the league gains, the Fever lead the charge. Their mantra is clear: we're not here for the moment, we're here for the takeover. And every sellout crowd, every rising ticket price, every packed road arena proves the takeover is already happening.